welcome back to the Review for Few podcast. I've been on sabbatical, if that's the proper term, for quite a couple of weeks. A lot's been going on. Your girl's been dealing with a lot. The emotions have been all over the place. I don't think I realized just how one event can just disrupt everything. It just throws you off. September was definitely a month, I would say. Um, but it was also the month that I realized so much more about myself. And when I say so much more about myself, it's more in I'm 24, I'm growing up, I can't stop that. There are people who I'm very grateful to have in my life. There are people who aren't in my life, and that's okay. Not everything that ends is bad. Not everything gone is horrible. It's not always a loss. Sometimes you're gaining while you're losing. And it's a weird analogy, but that is something. Yeah, I think I'm learning to be happy with myself. And that's so weird because I thought a couple years ago that I went on a journey for self-love, and I did go on a journey for self-love, and somewhere along that journey I lost it. Not necessarily the love I have for myself, but being content with myself, because you could love yourself and then still be miserable. And I'm not going to say that I was miserable. I'm not a miserable person. I'm an irritable person. That's two completely different things. I'm easily irritated by people being annoying, repetitiveness, like certain things like that. I'm easily annoyed by it, but I do suffer from brain rot. Just a little smidge bit from TikTok, but that's nor here nor there. But I've been learning to really be content with myself. Maybe it's because I'm in my mid 20s. When I declared to go on my little self care journey, for myself, I was at the start of my 20s. I was 22, so not a lot of years have passed, but being in your early 20s versus mid 20s, it's different. And I think I finally accepted that 24 is your mid 20s, even though like I just said, 22 and 24 is not that far from each other. I'm going to be 25 next year, and 25 is definitely mid 20s territory, 25, 26, 27 is definitely the mid 20s. I think I am finally walking that bridge of the early 20s where you don't know a lot, you're still learning yourself, learning what adulthood is, to finally being okay, I have an understanding. And eventually I'm going to find the path. Okay, this is where I really want to go, this is who I am. Nobody tells you about your 20s and the journey that you go through on your 20s versus being a teenager, because I think in my 20s you just deal with so much more. You're an adult, you have to deal with finances, whether you are completely in charge of your finances or not. There's something financial going on. I definitely think your love life takes a bit of a toll in your 20s, for the good and the bad, on how it goes. I think at the start of my 20s, I thought I was in love, and I'm learning now that whatever I felt wasn't necessarily love, it was lust. And I'm learning to love myself and to want to actually find a guy who loves me for me and everything like that. I'm on that journey. I'm wishing for my Italian my Italian pan so he can make me pasta every night, and I could call his grandmother my nonna. That's the dream right there. I'm learning that, versus when I was in my teenagehood and it was you're dealing with childish drama that didn't really mean anything, and stuff like that. And you're learning to grow, and my friends are learning to grow, and I see it in all of us, how we're learning to be by ourselves to some degree, but we do miss each other. And I definitely love my friends for that, because we're all so different and unique. I think depending on what I'm going through, I know I have a friend for every single situation. especially in my close group of friends. And I think that's something really nice to have. I could honestly say that I have like 10 good friends, like truthfully and honestly, that I can rely on them. They can rely on me. I have 10 good friends. And then I have those friends who, like, maybe I can't rely on them, but they can rely on me, or I could rely on them, but just vice versa. And I think that's the whole part of growing up. And September was definitely the month where I definitely learned that I'm growing up. I am. September was also like 6 months since March. So I was literally at the halfway point of being 24. And if we want to travel back to March, I wasn't really happy to turn 24. I didn't feel like this next chapter that I was barking on was a chapter that was, going to be something. And I definitely think this year itself, 2025, has been quite a year. It didn't start off the best, but I didn't let that stop me from, living every day to my fullest. Even when I had sad days, I still try to find happiness in something. Whether that's eating, a win's a win. You know what I mean? And I've learned a lot about myself. I've gained some weight. Now I'm off birth control. But it's only been a week, so we'll, check back with me next month and see how life is going for me. I've owned the longest period I've ever been off birth control is roughly a month. I don't think it was a full month, but it's roughly a month. So we'll see how November and December treats me. Jesus. I'm not looking forward to it. But, things like that. My body's changing. I'm changing. I see pictures of myself from like 2-3 years ago, and it's like, these hips, where do these hips come from? Like, I'm stepping into my grown woman body. And whether other people can see it, I don't really give a damn. It's really what I see. I know I'm changing physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and I'm willing to accept and embrace those changes because I know at the end of the day who I want to be, where I want to be, where I want to go, and who I want to go with. Because who you take on the journey is also really important. If you don't know, let me tell you that right now. It's very important, who you take on that journey. And I think, with age, I hope I get more wiser when it comes to certain things. I think I do have empathy when it comes to people's personal lives, but I'm pretty sure I've said it on the podcast before. I try not to be so empathetic because it messes me up inside. And it's like emotions are so strong, and it just takes hold of me, and I'm really bad at my emotions. My favorite emotion is being angry because it's so easy to be angry. So easy to be hangry, but it's so hard to be happy, to be genuinely happy. Like, if you were to ask yourself, and I did say ask right, thank you very much. If you were to ask yourself and like look in the mirror or whatever you want to do, but ask yourself, am I genuinely happy? It's hard to be genuinely happy because you have to be willing to put in the effort and the work. And those people who could answer that they are genuinely happy have put in the work and the effort, whether it's their work life, their romantic life, their friendships, their family, whatever it may be, even their relationship with God. They have put in the work to be genuinely happy. If you are not genuinely happy, it's because you are not putting in the work. You are not putting in the effort. And I realized that. I think I was riding on this bubble of happiness for so long, not this year, but I was riding on this bubble of happiness for so long, to the point where I was oblivious in the bubble of happiness because I was no longer happy. But I felt like I had to put on this facade. And I've learned in the past that putting on a facade is not good, because you're going to reach a point where all your emotions come up and you're going to just be everywhere, and it's just going to be, just so much, so much, much. And I learned that a lot with my car, with my Corolla. I was very sad losing my Corolla because it was more than a car. It was what I worked for. It was everything like that. And I'm happy with the car that I have now. And I'm going to treat it with good care and love and money like I did my previous car. But it's all about, willing to grow, to find that happiness within yourself. And I learned somewhere that you never want to be too alone. And I think I was like not close to it, but I could have definitely seen like a couple of more months. Yeah, I would have been there. And I'm learning to like not necessarily be alone all the time, but be happiness in my loneliness, because loneliness is not a bad thing. Be happy when I'm by myself, I should say, not loneliness. Be happy when I'm by myself, because I do need a moment. I do need a break. I think nobody realized how hard it is to be Diavion, because the Diavion at like 16 is different from the Diavion that was 20, that is different from the Diavion that I am now at 24. But the one thing that they all share in common is that they did smile and they made other people smile. And making other people happy brings me joy. You know, it might sound a little messed up, but if you know me, but it does make me happy. And I want to do that again. I want to make people happy. I don't want to make people miserable. I don't want to be miserable. Like I said, I'm not a miserable person, and I don't want miserable people around me. But I've learned a lot in these past couple of days of September and a little bit of October, that I'm definitely going to cherish. And I'm realizing as I get closer and closer to 25 and what I've actually learned as a 24-year-old and what I hope to continue to accomplish, whatever goals, I have for myself, the dreams that I continue to do, not just at the next age, but so forth and so forth, and well into my 30s and my 40s and my 50s and however long I got. I'm willing to do it all. And that's really something. And I feel like it's so easy for me to let people go, because I never want to feel the hurt, the pain of somebody hurting me. I never want to be hurt again, but you have to be willing to get hurt. But I'm not willing to get hurt. So the moment I feel like I've treated somebody bad or somebody has treated me bad and I think that there's no way to fix it, that I feel this person deserves better than me, I deserve better than this person, oh honey, I'm walking out the door. I'm not running, I'm not speed walking, I'm just walking out the door. And I find it so disrespectful, by the way, when people try to come back into your life, because it's like, oh, I'm out here doing bigger and better things. Trust and believe. Despite everything I just said in the like past 10 minutes, I'm trust and believe. You were out of my life for a reason. Do not come back. Respectfully, do not come back. And I think the friends that I've had that were nice enough to acknowledge, like, hey, it's over. They don't want to be friends. This person doesn't want me in their life. The people who are able to acknowledge that, I applaud you, because it's not me not knowing how to communicate. That is me communicating. I'm literally going to shut the door. I do not want to talk anymore. I do not see this relationship being feasible. I do not want to divulge. I do not want to go forward. I do not want to dissect it. I don't want to do any of that. You're not a therapist. I'm not a therapist. You're not a counselor. I'm not a counselor. None of us have our doctorate, PhD, or anything of that sort. So let's just end it right there. Like, there's no reason to go forward. And when you have a relationship, a friendship, whatever type of ship that you have that's worth fighting for, that you actually want to keep in your life, oh, it will come back. There will be signs, there will be ways, and you know the good signs from the evil signs. You will know. And that's what I'm learning. I am not young and naive. I am just young, and I'm learning, and I'm growing. And I think September was a challenge. I didn't realize how September was, but September did bring good things. One of my friends had a baby, so congrats to her on her new baby and in embracing motherhood. There's like a couple birthdays in my family, a couple cousins, a couple second cousins, just birthdays. There's a birthday every month in my family, a plethora. No month has just one person's birthday. So, yeah, my cousin's birthday just passed on the 14th. So, happy belated birthday to him. We're both the only O1 babies in the family. So shout out to us because we're 24. He a little late to the game, but that's okay. He looks like, if you had to say which one of these were born first, you would think he was born first. But that's how it goes with most of my cousins. Like, oh, everybody was born before Diavian. And it's like, oh, no, 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 no. I'm first up. I'm first up. But that's nor here nor there. Let's get into the show. Now, as we all know, I do not do Halloween. I don't celebrate Halloween. I don't do spooky movies. I don't do horror movies. I don't do none of that stuff. Okay? However, right, when it comes to Disney, they have some really good Halloween movies like Hocus Pocus, Halloween Town, and I mean all the Halloween towns. I've been seeing on TikTok, calling all the monsters by China and McClain, and I used to love it. Tonight on the like that was a good song. Like she was in her bag with that one. She was in her bag with that one, and I remember it was in a movie on Disney. I'm pretty sure. But I remember she performed it on Ant Farm as well. Honey, I am a Disney holic. I know the 2010, like all those shows right there that all bunched up. I know about it. Stop playing with me. But that was really good. You have Twitches and all that good stuff. I was started rewatching Agatha all along so I could have some type of Halloween feel for October because like I said, I don't really celebrate Halloween. It's not me being a good Christian, all that good stuff, even though, that is part of it, hallowed be thy father. It's just like Halloween has never really interested me. I've gone trick-or-treating once as a kid, and it wasn't really like everything to me. I was a princess. And the only reason I remember I was a princess is because I wore one of the dresses that I would wear to church. And I just wore white shoes. And I was definitely just a church girl, not a princess, but that's nor here nor there. My mom probably doesn't even remember that. I didn't go trick-or-treating with her. I went trick-or-treating with one of my cousins and my aunt. But that's nor here nor there. I'm just not really here for Halloween. My brother would go and collect all the candy, and he'll come back, and I would just, like, go in his trick-or-treat bag, whatever he had, and I would take out as many candies as I wanted. Like, I don't really do Halloween. And I saw a post today, and I was like, that's so true. And they're like, there's a difference between Halloween and horror. And I'm like, that is so true. So often the two are combined together, but they really are different. I'm not going to divulge into that because I don't care for it, but they are really different. And if you would like to know more, I don't know, go on TikTok. It's like the new Google. But that's what here or there. But when I tell people like, oh, I don't celebrate Halloween, it's like, what? Who doesn't celebrate Halloween? Like, sweetheart, this is not Christmas, okay? Now, if you said that to somebody, like, they're like, I don't celebrate Christmas or any holidays, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, then you could say, what? Because there are people who, like, aren't Christian that celebrate Christmas or, the holiday don't match their religion. I'm not Jewish. You don't see me going out here celebrating Rosh Hashanah. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. But we have to approach, these topics carefully, ladies and gentlemen. But I do not celebrate Halloween. I don't celebrate Valentine's Day. And I don't celebrate Valentine's Day for, what's the word? Moral reasons? Yeah, like it's my own personal reasons on why I don't celebrate Valentine's Day, plus the holiday itself. The history is not about love, it's about a massacre, so it's just doubled down on why I don't really partake in it. But I do love a good Galentine's Day. Parks and Rec taught me that, and I have a good group of female friends, because I don't want to say girlfriends, because I feel like girlfriends is something you say like when you're in like your 40s, and I'm not there yet. Okay, but I do have a good group of female friends who celebrate Galentine's, and that's actually really fun. We did it earlier this year, and that was actually really fun. Despise the pink, and I'm actually wearing the pajamas we were wearing that night. Oh my god, but you can't see me. Oh no, but whatever. We're not doing any spookiness this month. So be happy, because I'm pretty sure last year I didn't even drop episodes for October. So yeah. Anywho, on HBO Max, because they went back to be called HBO Max, they put out the new Superman that had came out in July, and I really wanted to see that movie, but I don't watch movies in movie theaters anymore. It's rare to me. The last time I was in a movie theater was to see the Renaissance film with one of my friends. That was the last time. That was like eons ago at this rate, right? I know. But Renaissance wasn't even that long ago. But we're not going to go down memory lane. But that was the last time. And I remember seeing reviews saying, this movie was trash. It was awful. Blah, blah, blah. He's not a good Superman. Look, I am not. Now, if you go back to the beginning of this podcast, I definitely have an episode on DC and Marvel and which I prefer. And I prefer both, right? Let's start there. I prefer both. However, I prefer DC movies, the animated movies that are more rated because it's better. You know, the voices are better than the faces sometimes. Like Ben Affleck was Batman. I cannot give that. Henry Cavill, who stars in The Witcher, great show by the way. He was Superman. I did not like that. I remember watching the Batman v Superman movie and I literally fell asleep and I was like, "Oh my god, this sucks so bad." I've seen one of the Wonder Woman movies with Gal Gadot and it was just not it for me. I just don't like DC movies. The only DC movie I like is the Harley Quinn one. The Harley Quinn one, Birds of a Feather. That one was really good. And the ultimate will never top anything is The Dark Knight, the Christian Bale series. That one, yes. And Heath Ledger as the Joker is like chef's kiss. But because I watched so many of the animated DC movies, I can't think of the name right now, but the guy who voices the Joker in most of those movies, the same guy. And I remember he was in The Flash, the CW series, as a character kind of related to the Joker. That voice is everything to me. The Joker has a specific voice. He has a specific characteristics. And it's easier to get the voice down than it is to actually get the acting down. Not saying that being a voice actor is so easy. Some people got it like that and some people don't. It's a talent. It's your voice. It's literally your money maker. You know what I mean? Watching the Superman movie, there was nothing bad about it. I actually really freaking enjoyed it. I hope they come out with another Superman movie with him in it. And, we'll go after that. Because, the second movie in a franchise is like, oh, you should have stopped that one. We'll see what happens. But it was not as bad as people were making it out to seem. And the guy, can't think of his name either. I think it's like Jesse Eisenberg. Probably not saying his last name right. He played Lex Luthor. He wasn't a bad Lex Luthor. I think he was given young Lex Luthor, and I've never seen a young Lex Luthor, but it wasn't bad. I don't hate it. It was okay. Love Mr. Terrific. I found it absolutely hilarious. I kind of liked Lois Lane. I never liked Lois in half the stuff I watch because it's given pick me, and I'm just, yeah. Or it's like, sometimes it's like, you have the ones where it's like, she likes Clark, but she doesn't like Superman. Or she likes Superman, but she doesn't like Clark. And this one was like, oh, she likes both. This is not spoilers. This movie came out in July, and it's been on HBO Max for like at least 2-3 weeks now. If you haven't watched it, I don't know what to tell you, but you should definitely watch it. I'm not giving any spoilers. It's a DC movie. You can't really spoil DC movies. You have the nerds that read the comics, and you have those who just have common sense. I'm one of those people who has common sense because I'm not reading a freaking comic book, but that's just me. I'm just saying. But I thought it was really good. I don't think it was bad as people were making it seem. It was a really good movie. I would totally watch it again. I think maybe it's a little fast the way it starts. It kind of already starts in the action, but is that really a bad thing? Do tell. Cuz I think that's like really, yes, get to the point. Get to the point. And it was like worth it. And I think this Superman was different for me. Like I said, I don't watch a lot of DC movies, especially Superman based movies. I prefer Batman. But it was definitely different and I liked it. The whole his parents thing and everything like that. Any movie of where Superman's in it and they like show his like fortress, it's really nice because there are some like shows where they don't show the fortress, the little icicle fortress. And it's like how can you like have Superman or have a Superman movie or Superman based anything and not show his headquarters? That's like having Batman and not showing the Batcave. Which, by the way, has to be like the number one known, palace, or not palace. I don't know why I'm saying palace, but like hero headquarters, because like I don't even know the actual name for Superman's thing. Like I just call it like a fortress castle of glass and ice more say, because it's not really glass, but it's see-through like glass, but it's not glass, it's ice. But I mean, to each their own. Or the Justice League, but it's whatever. I think the movie was really nice and dope. I think you guys should really watch it. You should check it out. It's on HBO Max. It literally pop up. HBO Max has a whole section dedicated to DC, like they do TLC. But I feel like for HBO Max should have a section that's literally just the 90-day verse, because there's so many 90-day shows on there. I watched 90 Days Hunt for Love. That was quite interesting to watch. It was very different from the 90-day feel, and it was like very rated. I was just like, oh, so we're showing this on national TV. Like, that's crazy. This had to air first before it ended up on HBO Max. Are we not tracking? I thought okay. Just making sure. And then, what else? What else have I watched? Oh, Netflix dropped this new show called Haunted Hotel, and I loved it. I've rewatched it like a million times. It's so funny. Um, can't wait for the next season. That's actually a really good show. Abaddon, the whole family, like they're just, I love them. Nathan, the ghost, it's funny. Catherine, and it's so crazy. In one episode, she's like, "That's not even how you spell my name." And even though, yes, I do watch all my shows with captions, it's like you could kind of tell her name is Catherine with a K and not a C. You know what I mean? Like you could kind of tell. That's like calling like I can't speak of her last name, but from Schitt's Creek, Beetlejuice, all that. That's like calling her Home Alone. That's like calling her Catherine with a K. Like it's a C. Like I don't know. You could kind of tell between the Katie's, you could kind of tell who's a K and who's a C. You know what I mean? Like it's like it's kind of obvious. Like that's just me personally, but that show's really good. I don't think Netflix has anything else that I've been watching, but I haven't been on Netflix in a minute and T-Ways. I'm waiting for Has Been Hotel on Prime to come back season 2. If you never watched Has Been Hotel, it's definitely up there with your rated adult TV shows like Archer, Family Guy. Probably worse than Family Guy if I think about it, actually. Yeah, it's probably worse than Family Guy. But so funny. If you love a good dark humor, just, watch a trailer. Watch a trailer. People who immediately dive into shows without watching trailer, I can't. Because if I watch the trailer, I have like a 50% chance that I'll actually watch well into a movie or a TV show. But if I don't, I'm going to watch this movie or TV show and be like, what is this? What is this? What is this? And like not even get to the 5-minute mark and be like, I don't want to watch it. You got to watch a trailer. If you don't watch a trailer, how are you supposed to know if you're actually going to like it? The trailer is there to say, maybe I like this, maybe I don't. Maybe, that's what it's there for. But High Potential has returned back, and I'm so excited because it is everything to me. Um, what is it? The new episodes just came out today on Wednesday. But obviously it premieres first on TV on Tuesdays, but really worth it, guys. I love High Potential. Bill Nye is on the episode from this week, and it's like, I don't know, the fascination that people have with Bill Nye, people of my age and older, it's just like, bro, Bill Nye was everything. Like, I wish. Oh, I don't even have to wish. I could technically. I'm taking bio and not doing that well. I could technically watch Bill Nye videos to learn more about bio, because because I need all the help that I can, and I love Bill Nye. Like whenever I went to sign up, Bill Nye, the science guy. Like I love it. I don't know. Call me a nerd for Bill Nye, but you can't tell me you weren't, happy when the teacher put on Bill Nye in science class. You can't tell me that you weren't. Lies. If you say that you weren't, you're literally lying. Absolute liar. But we'll see what October has to offer us. Did you guys catch the little teaser of Bridgerton season 4 coming next year? Honestly, I did not know that the seasons were like 2 years apart. And then I saw a clip on TikTok of like all the seasons for it, and it's like Daphne's was back in like 2020, and then Gregory, who's the youngest, is it Gregory or Hyacinth? Well, whichever of the two, theirs is not till like 2030 or something like that. And in the comments, it's like 12 years for like 5, 6 seasons, and I was just like, damn. Oh my god. I have really high hopes that season 4 of Bridgerton will be better than season 3. Season 3 was not it for me. It was so not it for me. When season 1 dropped, I could not help but to keep rewatching season 1. And when season 2 dropped, I was even more in love because I love Anthony. I love Kate and Anthony's relationship. I love everything about their love story. I love, love, love it all. And, I loved rewatching season 2, more so season 1 and season 2 together. Like, I love season 1 and season 2. And season 3, it was kind of just like, I don't like it. And a lot of people were pointing out, like, the fake nails, the lashes. And it's like, yeah, why did you could give her a glow up without making it, 21st century, It was just a little bit too much. And I think their love story just wasn't it. Maybe I'll get the audiobook and listen to it, but it just like wasn't it for me when it came to Penelope and Colin. And it's like, this is like the moment we've been waiting for. We've known that Penelope's had like this little crush on Colin since season 1. Like, there wasn't enough oomph. And like every male character, male love interest, Simon, Anthony, they all had that moment, whether it was technically Daphne that said I burned for you, I'm pretty sure. But, there was that moment where it's just like, take me, I'm yours. And I did not get that in Colin and Penelope. It was just like rushed, and now she has a baby. And it's like, what about Eloise? Like, I don't like how this is going. This is so weird. Like, I don't know how it's going. I definitely want to see how Eloise and Penelope's relationship plays out more in the upcoming season. See how that goes. There's a lot. I want to see all the siblings. I want to see all the siblings, and I want to, see what's going on. And I do hope Kate and Anthony return as well, and we see their baby, and I just love them. However, I think they did too good with season 2, y'all. They did too good, because when season 3 came out, everybody was so happy to see Kate and Anthony in season 3, and like so was I. And I think it was a good thing that they like went off on their journey and weren't like there, because it would definitely like taken away from the main character. But I don't know, it's weird. Hopefully they do come back. I already know the actress who plays Daphne won't be back for the next season, so hopefully, not everybody's dropping off so fast. That would really suck. So we'll see what happens. But I'm looking forward to the new year with all these shows that take forever and 10 years to come out, because nothing's really interesting me right now. And plus, Agatha All Along, if you remember, it kind of ended on like a little, oh. So it's like, I need to go do a dive on the internet to figure out, are we getting season 2 of Agatha? Or was Agatha a limited series? Are we getting a new series with her and Teen, aka Billy Maximoff? Are we getting a movie? What's going on? But I feel like we shouldn't get a movie. I definitely think they should do a TV show, because the Marvel movies have been sucking lately. DC and Marvel definitely need to step up their game. Marvel got it when they did Agatha All Along, but anything else that I've seen, it's kind of sucked. DC did a good job with their new Superman that just came out this past summer, but everything else is just like wham wham. I'm pretty sure the Joker Part 2 came out this year and it was like awful, supposedly they said. Lady Gaga is a good actress, mind you. I've only ever seen her in one movie, and that was A Star Is Born. But anyways, as always, thank you guys for listening. Make sure you like and subscribe, comment down below. Your girl trying to keep up the schedule. I'm about to be real busy these next couple of weeks, so we'll see how it goes. Life is lifing right now for Miss Diabion, and I'm trying to keep up with my damn self, let alone this podcast. But I never forget you guys. I always stare at the microphone because I never put it up. I'm always staring at it, and I'm like, I should really drop an episode. And then sometimes it's like, there's nothing really going on. I definitely think episodes are going to be lacking because if there is nothing worthwhile, why are we talking about it? And then I'm not going to get on the podcast and literally talk about every single thing that I've seen because there are more things that I've watched and seen, but I'm not going to like go out there. Sometimes you got to like search for things yourself. We're talking about like the big things. And I've been on like I said, I was just rewatching a show on Netflix that just came out like 5 million times. I'm watching High Potential that literally just started right back up. I was watching 90 Days Hunt for Love. That's not this audience. I was watching like romantic movies on Prime, and Prime has all these like, oh my god, I love you. No, you lied to me. I don't want you no more. Oh, take me, I'm yours types of movie, and it's just not it. Like, you know what I mean? I'm trying to like space out what I find and what's worthwhile talking about and what's like not really worth talking about. Somebody gonna talk about it, but it ain't gonna be on this podcast. You know what I mean? Anyways, happy listening, y'all.